Hi everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. I'm here today to share with you my journal from our trip to Italy this past week. And I just wanted to show you what I brought with me and how I did my journal for those few days that we were in Italy. I think we were there about a week. First of all, I took my Lockbee pen case. I had gotten this in a set some time ago when I was kind of exploring different things I wanted to try out for journaling. So I thought it'd be perfect for the trip. It's nice and lightweight. This is canvas. And even though I don't like this opposite opening setup, the small size was perfect for the trip. I brought my Lamy Safari broad nib with a purple cartridge in it and an extra cartridge right in here, which I didn't. Can I get it out? These are both purple, and I really didn't use it more than once or twice. Over here, I brought this little glue stick. It's like a liquid glue, not like a glue stick, but as much as like a little squeeze bottle of glue. And then I brought the Platinum Preppy along, and I thought this would be good because it's a fine nib, it was lightweight, and if something happened to it, I wouldn't have been upset. But it is already cracked, even before the trip. It's all cracked through here, so anytime I take off the lid, it comes apart, thus the tape on there. But I did use that some. Funny thing, though, really what I ended up using most was this black pen. This was functional, but not my favorite type of writing experience. I used the Traveler's Notebook that came with the Olive, which I guess I should talk about it. This is the newer release, the Olive Traveler's Notebook cover. It kind of got its own little, what am I trying to say, a little texture added to it from the trip just by going in and out of my tote bag. I left this at the house where my son and daughter-in-law are living, but it did go to Italy with me. It just didn't go on all the trips with me because I was carrying a very small Kanken sling, the Fjallraven little kind of mini bag, and this didn't fit in it. I would not have had time to journal anyway on our day outing, so I just did journaling at spare moments when we were back at the house. This is the notebook, like I think I just mentioned, that came with this. I have wrapping paper here from the wedding event, which is why we went to Italy. My son and daughter-in-law have been married for a year and a half to, they got married during COVID, but never were able to have the ceremony. So this was the time where they finally had friends and family in a more official setting. We had a Arabic style celebration on Friday, and the wedding was on Saturday. Anyway, so you can see I just stamped the dates of the trip. I used the wrapping paper from a wedding gift that was being thrown away, and I saw that. I'm like, that doesn't need to be thrown away. That would be good scrapbook paper for journal decor. I bought this roll of washi for the journal. Let's see if I can find it in my stash back here. Yeah, I got this from Danica 58. Where I also just recently ordered a new notebook. I like this kind of vintage collage-y look. It's right up my alley. So I thought that would be great for adding as accents. And that's what I did there. A lot of my embellishments have been given to me. So thank you everyone who, if you recognize something you gave to me, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I have such a good time decorating my journal pages with all the things that have been given to me. It adds a lot of personality and just a unique flavor that I really love. Here's my list. So I thought it'd be fun to include my packing list. And so I just started writing in this notebook even before the trip. Some of this is just little bits of washi and stickers. This was from, I think it was from a napkin rolled up. This is like the one time I wrote with that purple. I clipped together this. This is all just a lot of writing, and the pages are not exciting. Here's more goodies. We went to 3 or 4 main cities. Let me see if I can remember them off the top of my head. We went to Livorno, we went to Siena, we went to Florence, we went to Pisa, and we went to Rome. So from each of those places, I wrote stuff, I gathered, collected as many receipts or business cards as I could. This was from just a tray where we ate when we were in Siena. I used a lot of these word stickers going back when I got home. And this was kind of fun to keep because I thought it was interesting. There's just a lot of wooden cutlery used on the airplane and at local. Well, we really only ate out once or twice, and it was more of a quick, fast foodish setting. I mean, it wasn't like formal dining. But every place uses this wooden or bamboo cutlery, so it's kind of neat. This is from the wedding. These were little tags for Paul and Sarah, and there's a little charm attached to them, and they were attached to a little jar of honey for a little wedding favor. When we went to Siena, we visited the cathedral there. Sarah, my daughter-in-law, is super knowledgeable and gave us a lot of history of the building and the style. She is such a smart woman. I just am amazed at what she knows and the languages that she can speak. She's super, super wonderful. This is chocolate from the wedding, not the wedding, from the airplane ride, a little thing they give you pretty close to when you get off. And then here's just a little sugar packet. But we stopped in Rome at this little cafe right on the side of the road, and that was the name of it. So I like to use little things like that. So more receipts. This was a stationery store. We went into about 4 of them, and I bought some sealing wax. At this particular one, it's a really long stick of a pretty blue, turquoisey, I would say, but maybe a very deep turquoise or teal color. It was really hard and crisp though. I mean, I haven't mastered how to use the kind of sealing wax that you just melt with a lighter or a candle, because it seems like it goes everywhere and it wants to catch on fire. Another little sugar thing. So we had a meal at McDonald's. This was lunch at like 5 p.m. I mean, our whole days were dialed forward or something. We would get up and start our day quite late because we'd be up so late the previous night. But I just thought that was fun. And Sarah, my daughter-in-law, said, you've got to eat at McDonald's while you're here because the food is so different. They use local beef and produce, and so everything tastes quite a bit fresher. I could definitely tell a difference on the quality of the meat. So anyway, that's to commemorate that, and it was fun too because they have like a little cappuccino or coffee bar within the McDonald's, and it's served in the cute little tiny espresso cups maybe, or little cappuccino cups. That was really fun. This is from a yogurt she wanted me to try. It had these little like chocolate things that were like kind of like a chocolate covered Cheerio maybe. This is from the airplane ride. They served ice cream with one of the meals, and I enjoyed adding these little stickers, polka dots, and the girl stickers, and random coffee and washi. A little collage cluster there. This is a thing from Pisa. When we went to Pisa and we're walking down the street, and all of a sudden it's kind of like a narrow street, buildings on each side, and it's fun. It's Italy. It's different. It's beautiful. But then you walk into this big opened up area, and there was the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and it was a sunny day, and the sun was on the tower, and it was very memorable. It was really beautiful. So that's a little thing there from the grounds. Didn't do a lot of souvenir shopping. There really wasn't a lot. And if you did want to get the little doodaddy things, they were not made in Italy, and I didn't want to spend money on buying a souvenir from Italy that was made elsewhere in the world. So I bought very little. The sealing wax, a few paper products, and really that was about it. Bought some earrings for our daughter who was at home but wasn't able to come with us. That was the bag they were wrapped in. They were silver and a green amber, which was really unusual. And they were made in Italy by the person who ran the shop in Florence. So that was a worthwhile souvenir, but so much of it I wasn't even drawn to. Even like getting a shirt, it's made in Bangladesh, but it says Rome on it. Didn't make sense to me, so I did not do that. Another prayer card. I thought these make kind of creative embellishments. This was the Florence Cathedral, and that was another one of those situations where you're walking down the streets, which is all like just such a amazing experience. Just the age of the buildings is just so awe-inspiring. But then you open up into this area, and there's the cathedral with the domes. We also got a good view of that from the top of the hill as we approached the city. It was just magnificent. My son Drew, who was along, was just like, wow. So we took pictures, we looked at it, we heard the church bells ringing. If you can look up pictures on that, maybe online or in an encyclopedia or something that you might have on hand, it's just fascinating, the detail. Fascinating. Here's the little charm that was attached to the honey pots that we received, or honey jars. Again, more receipts, kind of the same thing, but I did try to take notes on what the things were, or it's contained within my writing pages. A boarding pass. This is from a shop in Siena where we bought, it's probably on here, but it was a kind of, almost like a fruit cake, a very dense, chewy, kind of moist cake. My husband liked the one that had the peppery flavor to it, so almost more like a spice. And I thought the wrapper was really pretty, and the cake went missing for a few days once we got home. And then after we got back to the United States, my daughter-in-law said, oh, look what we found. So somebody was snacking on it and forgot to put it back. And so when my husband wanted to eat some of it while we were there, he couldn't find it. That was kind of funny. I don't think he thought it was totally funny, but it was kind of funny. And this is the cathedral in Siena. The same effect. I mean, you're walking around these ancient streets, and then it opens up, and there's such beauty in these buildings, such amazing architecture and detail, and just awe-inspiring. This is from the wedding. Everybody had a name place card. This is like styled like a vintage envelope, which is super cool. Our Arabic celebration the night before, I was given this. Everybody was, all the women, or I don't know who all, but since I'm the mother-in-law, I got one. So we just wore that on our wrist for a while. And we got henna tattoos, which is a tradition in their culture as well. I have a couple dots, not these dots, those are freckles or whatever you want to call them, but I actually have remains, very faint, of mine. It didn't take too well on my skin. And then here is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I just did a close-up shot. My husband and son are right. Here's a picture of the wedding. I just did this little stamp here. And here we are in Rome in front of the famous fountain there. I didn't write the name down. I need to look it up. I do have it somewhere. But a nice person saw us trying to get a picture and took that for us. And at the end of the day, when we were in Rome, we were getting a picture by the cars and just kind of taking turns, taking a shot. And a lady came up and said, y'all want me to take a picture? That's how she said it. And she was from Texas. So it was really fun to, meet fellow American travelers along the way. This is on the way to Siena. This was a beautiful day. And there's my little grandson, Aiden, photobombing with the help of his dad. This is a leaf I picked up off the street in Pisa. It was really a pretty color. You know, it kind of fades, but I'm going to see if I can keep it somewhat safe in that little plastic wrap. And then the last part of my journal, I just kind of did these little boxed in random thought. For example, different people I met, funny moments, unusual foods that I ate, cities we visited, airports we went through. So I ate octopus and potatoes, squid and baby octopus, shrimp with the head and legs removed, rabbit and duck. Octopus and potatoes I did because my daughter-in-law kind of made me. I wouldn't say the flavor was bad, but it was just little chunks with things with tentacles and suction cups and I don't know. I didn't love that. But these little fried baby octopus that we had in Livorno by the water there were okay. It was just like crunchy and you tasted breading, and that's about it. So, and then the funniest moment, okay, I got to share that with you. We're walking through Rome, hours and hours of walking through Rome. It was like a long day. It was an amazing day. But, I mean, we probably walked more or less nonstop for about 6 hours. And my phone says, oh, it looks like you're working out. Would you like me to record this? I just burst out laughing. I'm like, you're just now realizing? Yes, the play is recorded. You don't even need to ask. It was hilarious. Anyway, here's a little map I printed from the internet and just highlighted some of the places that we visited. So we were kind of more up in this Rome. The farthest, this area, the farthest south we went was Rome. And a little flyer from the Siena Cathedral. And that's how I wrapped it up. I did tear out just a few pages that I had taken pen ink test notes on, but that's the trip. You might think there's not many photos in there, Gail, and you would be right. I took a ton of pictures, but I will print those and just put them in our like family photo album. So this was just to kind of mostly record impressions and thoughts and a place to you know, add the little bits and pieces from the trip. But it was fun. This was a great journaling style. If you're like me, you don't want to get too bogged down with it, but you do want to record it. I say travel with a glue stick or some kind of portable adhesive that works well. Maybe a tape runner would be good. And just stick the stuff down and write around it. So it makes an instant book. You don't have to think about it too much. And then when you get back and you need to get back to life, you don't have to worry about recording all the memories or forgetting what was what. Anyway, that's all. I hope that was interesting. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.